It's a game that has origins in the 1920s, and it's still going strong and better than ever. And it's even going stronger at the Peninsula, where they have an amazing, amazing Mahjong tournament this morning. And here with me is the organizer of the tournament, Arlene. How are you?
Welcome, James.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having us. This is so exciting. The energy, the vibes, the atmosphere, from the minute we walked in the room was amazing. And you told me a little bit off camera, 76 friends you have.
We have
that are
76
here.
friends for Mahjong and lunch.
That's exciting. So tell me, how did you first get started? What first got you interested in the game?
So I've been playing since I was a teenager.
Wow.
I lived in Baltimore, Maryland. And in Baltimore, you learned how to play Mahjong young, early. I played for years. And then, obviously, when I moved to Miami for 20 years, I had a weekly game there. And back in Baltimore, I was playing a weekly game for 24 years or so.
Wow.
And then at the Peninsula, I moved here 3 years ago, retired from Baltimore. And I started with 33 players. And today we have over 76. But we have over 150 players at the Peninsula.
Wow. How have you been able to grow that? How have you been able to spread the word? Has it just been word of mouth?
It's pretty much been word of mouth, and there are a few others that have played over the years. We each teach a few, and I've done some lessons with groups of 20, 22, 21. We have another group starting tomorrow, Wednesday, of 11 new players.
Oh my gosh. For people who don't know, how does the game work? Can you give us just a brief overview?
In my opinion, it's an ancient game that really started 200 years ago in China, but it was really just for men. And in 1925, an American businessman brought back a set from a China business trip, and he started the American play, which is a little different. We use jokers, and we use the flowers. But in American Mahjong, it's a game of 4. You can play 2 or 3, or 5, you rotate 1 in. But the important thing, it's between Scrabble, in my opinion, because it's tiles on a rack, and Gin Rummy, because you get 4 of a kind, 4 of a kind, and consecutive. So each year in April, the Mahjong League in New York puts out and publishes a new card. So the nice thing, in April, we all start from scratch. So no matter how advanced you are, your strategy has to be updated every single year. So in my opinion, it puts avid players and beginners on the same page again. And in May, you just start fresh.
And how do you build that strategy?
Well, I can't tell you everything. You got to come to one of the classes.
That's an inside secret. That's an inside secret. So tell us a little bit more about the tournament. What's going on today?
So today, actually, we have a twist. At the Peninsula, I let the ladies tell me how they want to play the game. So we have 8 tables that are competition, and strict competition with scoring and rules and timing. And then we have another group of ladies that are playing socially. So they're going to rotate tables just like the competition, but they will not be scoring. And honestly, for the first time, I offered private tables, and they're the most popular. So the groups of 4 bring their friends, they play, we'll all have lunch together, and then after lunch, we play again. So the tournament players will play 16 games today.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. That's a lot. But just like you said, just growing that strategy, right?
Right. And, there's lots of skills, what tiles you don't want to throw. And the whole story behind it is, if you know your card, you can play defensively, just like football. So if I see you're putting out 2s and 4s, I will not be throwing 2s and 4s your direction. So I will offer you a 3 or a 9, but I will not help you win.
I know you've been teaching the game for a number of years. What's that like? What's that bond like with your students?
It's really a lot of fun. And if you start with anything else, it's step 1, step 2, and then you build on it. But the truth of it is, with Mahjong, the best part about it is there's no memory because you have your card in front of you. So you don't have to memorize anything. But the most important thing that I've learned from teaching and playing is the camaraderie that it builds and the time that you spend with your friends. And honestly, in an open play, you're playing with brand new people. So when you spend 2 hours with somebody, you really get to know them. And sometimes you get to know them more than they might have selected in a regular conversation.
Yeah.
because a lot flies at the table.
Maybe more than they even wanted to know, right?
TMI.
Yeah. One last question for you. How can we continue to grow the game of Mahjong? How can we continue to get more players for the game?
Anybody can learn. It's for all ages. And right now in the country, I happen to know from nieces and friends and daughters of friends, 30 and 40-year-olds are now paying people to teach them. In Chicago, there's a group I know of. New York, there's a group. And the point of it is, it's just a way to build friendships. It's a very economical game. It's an easy way to play. And it's just a lot of fun to build relationships.
Absolutely. Well, Arlene, I know you got one more Mahjong player, and I think Jimmy and Lisa, I think they might be taking up the game. So thank you so much.
Sounds great.
Thank you so much for teaching me the game.